I'm going to show you the baby fish monster that's hidden here and only I have. It'll grow bigger than my other predators, and my marine creatures aquarium is giving me a lot of trouble. So I'm going to ask my friend for help because he really knows a lot, and just look at the animals he has. Whoa, check this out. I've never been this close to a snake like this before, man. He really knows his stuff. Here I'll learn all I need for a perfect marine aquarium. Music. Welcome to another video. I'm here in my recording studio, and this aquarium, well, it broke. For the third time in the same spot, the aquarium broke. When I realized it, I just heard the sound of water falling. When I came running back here to see what was happening, this is what I found. 3 aquariums in the same spot. This time it wasn't the furniture, it was likely the silicone. Yeah, look, I think it was me. I didn't glue it right, man. I don't even know what to say about this. I even went to sleep, and the next day the aquarium was already here, completely emptied, ready to remove this glass and put a new one in its place. But I'm not going to put any aquarium or fill any aquarium with water here. Before changing this base, well, the next priority here now is to change the base of the aquarium, as you already know, right? I need to change all the bases here in my recording studio because all of them, except this one, are made of wood, and man, here in my recording studio, I work like this. Everything here is wet all the time, and let's just say wood and water don't really go together. Although this time I found out what the problem was here and it wasn't the base, I really reinforced it. Everything is fine here, otherwise that aquarium would have burst too. The issue was with drying and curing the silicone. I replaced the glass after it broke the first time and thought it was perfect, but I was wrong. That's why we need to read the instructions carefully. They're in Spanish, but we can understand them in 5 to 15 minutes. It creates a perimeter and it dries 3 millimeters every 24 hours, bro. I thought it would dry totally, completely in 24 hours, and I waited a day so I could fill it with water. But since it's 3 millimeters every 24 hours, look at the glass here. Let me put it here. It's a 6 millimeter glass. You can see it clearly because it's all rusty. But this glass sheet is a 6 millimeter sheet. So, for it to dry completely, it's at least 48 hours, and not counting this edge that stays here. Look, if I count it, it'll add another 6 millimeters, so 4 days to dry completely. I only waited 1. If there's anyone out there who knows more about gluing glass and can explain to me if it's something different from what I understood, feel free to leave it in the comments. But from what I understood, I didn't wait for it to dry properly, and that's why look what happened. The difference is that here, look, the silicone is coming off all white, and on top, look, the silicone is more stuck, but it's also starting to come off. Look at this. So this time, it wasn't the base's fault, it was mine. But even so, I'm going to change the base, change the glass, and make everything perfect and really safe here. I'm not waiting until the end of the video to show you the exclusive monster fish I bought because there's still plenty to do here. Especially about this aquarium right here, and it's the first saltwater aquarium here in my recording studio. Well, in a bit I'll talk more about it, but for now, let's go check out my exclusive fish. And man, as far as I know, I'm the only person who has this fish at home. It hasn't died anywhere in the world. Well, at least no one has posted a video about it yet. And it's right here. Look at this. This little one here is simply a mix. A hybrid of pirararara. Pay attention, this fish here. Look, the giant Lara down there. Look at this. Look at the white versions. Look at the size. And it's not even the maximum size. Here, they're at least about 85-90 centimeters, but this fish here can reach up to 1.5 meters. It gets huge, man. And this one here is simply mixed with the jaw music. Do you realize that it's a mix of 2 extremely giant fish? Man, look at this and look at the color. The white whiskers on the bottom with the white stripe from the pirarara, but the body is totally brown, man. No one, absolutely no one knows what this fish will look like when it becomes an adult. There's no way to know its coloration, its behavior, the size it will reach, or how much it will eat. And we're going to find all of this out together, just like what happened with the pira onsa, a pirarara mixed with a jundia onsa. I also got them as soon as they hit the market 2 years ago. And man, mine, which arrived just that tiny like you guys are seeing, look at the size it is now, man. Look at it next to Lara, my god. This one here is Juju. She was the one who arrived tiny, and since nobody knew the size, the behavior, or anything like that, some people bought them. Well, later I had to do the rescue, and now here in the pool, as many of you know, I don't have just Juju. I have Lazaro, which is this one here, and there's another one that doesn't even have a name, but she's over there, and look how big she is. Together here, we found out that they grow really fast, they eat a lot, and with other fish, they're not aggressive. But between them, look at the marks. All of this is from fights between them. And apparently Lazaro is the boss, right? Because look, he's not hurt at all. His body doesn't have any marks. Look at that. Clean, smooth, completely perfect. And now Juju and the other one, the new Jaguar, look at that. Full of scars, but nothing too serious. It doesn't go beyond that. So she just gets a little rough sometimes, but it never gets too aggressive or causes any serious injuries. And living with the other fish is just like that. See, very calm. Now, about Piraju, or whatever we're going to call this little guy here, right, Mano? We're going to find out together everything that's going to happen to her. And she's like this because she has itch. Well, I'm going to leave her quietly here under the cloth so she can calm down. And I still can't set up an aquarium for her precisely because of the ikach. So I'm going to treat her here and let's hope she gets better and recovers so we can follow all of this. Well, now let's talk about this here. Look, the marine aquarium here in my recording studio, not just one, the marine aquariums here in my recording studio. And I'm going to be straight with you guys. Dave, my pet, well, he's gone. He was really stressed from the trip and stayed hidden. On the first day, normal behavior, he ate because he ate the hermit crab. He ate my daughter's little crab. But during the day, while I was watching him here, I noticed he started feeling bad and flipped upside down. Anyway, he took his last breath. Well guys, about marine aquariums, for me, all of this is very new. I saw some videos showing that it could be done in a very simple way. I believed I wouldn't need to take certain precautions, and in the end, guys, it just didn't work out. Well, you can't neglect several steps like I did, thinking it could be done the easier way. But there's no way, besides several other things like missing equipment in the aquarium and lack of water preparation. Even Dorinia, whom I paid to have rescued, the aquarium she was in had literally been taken apart before I even got there to pick her up. There's no way to know what would have happened to her if I hadn't gone there. She was uncomfortable in the aquarium. I took her to my friend Euler's house, but sadly she passed away there as well.
Speak, Felipe. I wanted to give you some news tonight, but it's been on my mind for a while. That Mirix here, your moray eel, has died.
You see? Well guys, this made me really sad indeed. Especially because I also want to work with rescuing animals, creatures, and sea monsters just like I do with animal rescues here. Look, with fish, freshwater monsters, especially the predators, but for this to work, I'll need to do it the right way, just like the story of the giant pool lake. Everything is recorded here on the channel. It started this way, and today it's here. Look, completely perfect, everything in order. All the animals are amazing, and there are even more coming. There's another red-tailed catfish coming. There are more fish coming here. They're waiting to be rescued. But I don't have any room left in my giant pool lake. Soon this will be solved, and many huge monsters have arrived. Well, so now I'm going to need to learn everything about marine aquariums and take this to another level. Man, I already have the perfect person to teach me everything I need. And since I'm in a hurry, I need it urgently. Because another marine aquarium is about to arrive, and a big one. This time even bigger than this Percy Jackson aquarium. Here, my electric fish from the Amazon. And that way, I'm gonna need to set it up just right, make it perfect, really perfect, with all the equipment it needs, and learning everything I need to learn. So, let's go to my friend's place to learn everything about marine aquariums. Well guys, I just got to my friend's house, and look man, the one who's going to help me with all these marine aquarium questions is Rafa, man. Hey guys.
What's up guys?
Check out how huge Rafa's aquarium is at his house. Look at the size of these monsters. Oh my god man, look at this dude. That's crazy, look how big they are. Rafa doesn't just know about freshwater aquariums. Check this out, you've already seen it here on the channel. I've been here before, and look at how awesome this aquarium is, man. Oh my god. I'm going to need some help. I want to have this at the recording studio, at home. I want to have these animals, all these things here, and even more like this here. Well, I need help, and once again, I'll say who's going to help me is Rafa. Rafa, it's up to you, man.
I'm going up there, man. We have to do it. Everyone is going to find out everything in this video today.
Oh wow man, so let's start my marine aquarium mentoring here man, because look, this is a success man, wow. There was even a creature moving down there man, but it disappeared. But look, there's no doubt he really knows his stuff, and now, yes, my mentoring is about to start. Man.
First thing is, what are you doing at your place? Because I saw that it didn't start off very well there, right?
My man, let me tell you, I watched some videos on the internet about an easier way, and I already realized I did a lot of things wrong. Man, honestly, I did a lot of things wrong. The only thing I have there is seawater and the aquarium with a filter. But I already saw here that the filter doesn't even have biological media, and mine does have biological media. So I don't get it because everything is different.
First thing, Felipe, the easy way isn't always easier.
I noticed that, man.
The easy way isn't always easier. The easy way is to keep an aquarium like this with no problems at all, no headaches. So you'll start off with a bit more difficulty, let's say, to learn, but over time it'll get easier. So that's the easiest way. What's the first question you want to ask me? Go ahead.
The first question is that, well, I lost the octopus there. And what people have already explained to me is that it's because of the temperature. Bro, the temperature I have there is probably 30 degrees, bro, in the water. 30, and on extreme days it gets up to 32.
Perfect. So we recommend marine organisms, right? For corals at most, you should go up to around 26 and a half degrees inside aquariums in nature.
My mano spent a lot of time in nature.
You find places like coral reefs, right, that can reach 27 and a half degrees, but there the ocean currents, they have water exchange. Constantly, and that's not a problem. But in a closed environment, we recommend at most pushing it to about 26 and a half degrees.
Man, I've been through this a lot, so I already know it doesn't work. But over there too, huh? Rafa, it's hot, man, so how am I supposed to keep this water cool?
Look, in my case, here I use a temperature control system. If you look here, I have a temperature controller. Here it's showing 25.8, that's my aquarium. Here I keep it at 25.5. And how do I do that? With the fans, so I have two fans up here. They're pointed at the water surface of the aquarium and will cause evaporation, increasing the gas exchange in our aquarium. And that way, it cools down.
Cooling down, bro. I used to place the small fan and air cooler on top of the aquarium. Poor little guys, man. Poor things. Just the little hermit crabs there. Just the little crabs. Are they alive, man? Unfortunately, it's gone. I can already see there's something huge here that I don't have in mind, man.
Skimmer, man, yeah. Basically, a lot of people say it's the heart of the aquarium, right? I say it is, but it's also the lungs of the aquarium, right? It's what keeps your water oxygenated, you know? And it removes everything bad from your aquarium. See this black liquid inside the cup here? Look, this, it's all protein waste that the skimmer removes from the water to maintain good water quality, both for the fish and especially for the corals.
Bro, but Perlan doesn't do that. It really doesn't, man.
Perlan, it's going to remove the solid particles, right? Here it will be able to separate the particles that are mixed in the water, so it can separate this dirt using microbubbles, so it rises and up here the dirt overflows.
Bro, one more thing I'm going to need. So,
you mentioned biological media at the beginning, that here there aren't many biological media, precisely because in marine setups, everything is biological media. Both the substrate you use, right? It's biological media, and the rocks you use are also biological media. And here I use rocks. I have some rocks here, not many. I have about 4 rocks here, which are my biological media, so to speak. FELIPE. One very important thing I noticed there, you're using seawater.
you said I'll get it from the beach.
But a lot of people don't know. When a marine aquarium evaporates, when your freshwater aquarium loses water to evaporation, what do you do?
Bro, I just add the water back in. The pump started making noise there, it's pulling in air. I turn on the faucet, add dechlorinator, and pour in the water.
In a marine aquarium, it's a little different. When the water evaporates, only the fresh water evaporates, the salt stays, so you have to add fresh water back into your aquarium.
I can't add seawater anymore, no.
My God, if you add seawater, you increase the salinity of your aquarium. So, we work here with a salinity between 1024 and 1026, and later we'll show more or less what that means. So, you have to replace this fresh water that evaporates precisely so the salinity doesn't increase. And how are you doing this freshwater replacement in your marine aquarium?
So bro, in the marine aquarium as well, I turn on the tap, add the chlorinator, and put it in there because I already knew about that. I already had an idea about it. As the water goes down here, only the water leaves, the salt stays and remains there. Let's say it's saltier, the water keeps getting saltier. The water gets saltier and saltier as it evaporates. So I already knew that I had to replace the water with fresh water, at least I knew that much. But I used tap water because I saw in a video that you could use tap water, no problem.
Well, it really depends, but I'm going to show you the right and easy way like I told you so you don't get a headache.
My God, bro, let's go learn.
Felipe, you're going to need one of these little guys at your house.
My God. Bro, look at this, guys. I'm going to need two. Look at this, bro. I'm going to need a factory at home, bro. What is that?
This is a reverse osmosis filter. What does that mean? It's a filter that will remove everything bad from the water. So here, look, it's everything bad. No, it will leave. Let's rephrase that because it's not everything bad. It will remove everything from the water. It will leave just the water molecule, the H2O, as if it were made by God. Let's put it that way, you know? There won't be any minerals. There won't be, whether you like it or not. Tap water also comes with a bit of salt with some salinity. It will remove everything from the water and leave the water completely pure. This would be the standard, Felipe, for you.
This here, I'll need this part here.
That's it, this here. There are 4 stages, right? And each stage filters the water. It goes through this filter here and will remove all the sodium, just like Perlon. Let's put it this way. All the dirt you can see here, look how dirty it is because it removes all the dirt that's in the water. The second part is the activated carbon, where the water passes through here and it will remove the chlorine, chloramine and heavy metals. The 4th stage is the membrane, this one here that does the reverse osmosis, okay? So it will also remove everything that's bad in the water, bad for the aquarium, right? It will remove the general hardness, it will remove several things from the water, and it needs to go through pressure. That's why we use a pump.
Besides having to use this whole filter thing here, I can't just connect it to the faucet. You need to put pressure on the water.
You need to have this pump here because it will pressurize the system to go through the membrane. So that's what it does. After that, it goes through the resin, which are these little beads here, some micro beads, and it will do this final cleaning of the water where it will remove silicate. Silicate is what causes algae, brown algae, green filamentous algae. It's the silicate that does that. And it will also remove everything else doing this final cleaning. Then in your aquarium water, after going through all these stages, the water is ready for you to put back into your aquarium. And if you're going to do a water change, add salt. Make the salt there so you can do a water change in your aquarium. Well,
it's more complex than I thought, but I understood everything. It was very didactic. I managed to understand. I just need to learn how to use this thing here. And well, let's go. So I'm going to need a filter like this one to get excellent results. Man, because that's exactly what I want. It's not working very well with Raphael. This one, I'm going to look for exactly this one, man. I've already seen several filters like this being sold at some water dispenser companies, even for regular water. But this one, the aquarium company, it's this one. So it's really going to have to be this one, for sure. Rafa top bro, look at this, man. Just look at Rafa's little room here, man. My God, man.
Kind of messy, man.
Kind of messy, man. You're crazy. Look at this. Just look at this aquarium here. How beautiful, man. And right by the door. Look at this, man. What is this here, man? It's an aquarium. There's water inside.
It's not a terrarium.
Ah, a terrarium.
It's an orchid. That one's a real gem.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. Look, a planted aquarium. Check out this marine aquarium. Man, look at this, dude. Look, there are fish, dude. I hadn't seen the fish.
There's a clownfish couple right there.
Look how cool this is, man. This is all alive, Rafa.
All alive, all coral, man. In this one, we set it up a bit easier because here it's a project we're working on. No skimmer. See?
There's less filtration there, yeah.
There's a skimmer to remove the protein from the water and everything. But here, look, we have cooling with a cooler. This is a cooler, see? So we have cooling. Then we have water replenishment, an automatic float here. Look, the water is replenished through here. See, it's great. So it has everything they have there. It just doesn't have the skimmer.
There's no way.
Project.
Bro, look how beautiful this is, man. And there's more here. Check it out. How cool. Axolotl, all chubby. And bro, there's more marine aquarium here. Look at this. This one is the same setup.
Same setup as the other one there.
Look how cool this is, man. Look at this. How beautiful, bro. It looks like a carpet, a lawn. Look how amazing this is.
That's its name, carpet.
Oh, it really is carpet. Look, there's even a little creature here. A mollusk.
There's a turbo there.
Turbo snail, that's it. Look how cool. Here there's a betta aquarium, and here there's a little planted tank that's still developing, it seems, right?
Yeah, I planted it. It's been about 4 or 5 days since I planted this one. So it's a shrimp tank.
For shrimp? That's cool. Are there already shrimp? No, not yet. Oh, okay, man, look at this.
Oh, yeah.
This one is cool, man. Huh, there are more. Last time there was only one.
Now there are two. There are two.
Mano, do you know if they're a couple or not? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Bro, this here, guys, isn't a lizard, bro. It's a fish, man. Look at this, bro. Damn, bro, they're so hungry, these creatures. Look how cool, bro. The other one is gone. It already went back there to eat. It's gone. Grabbed it here too and went to eat. Bro, that's crazy. It jumped so high, bro. Hey guys, put one of these in the recording studio.
I think we need to have one of these here.
Man, this is awesome. I liked it, man. I thought it was great. Look at this. It's funny, man. That's cool. Look over there. It looks like, man. It looks like a little Zat, man. Look at this. Look at his Zane. Look how crazy that is, man. Well, and I have these stones here, huh? These are the Peebles, right? Yeah, they're the Peebles. Look, I have these. We can make them there, huh, guys? So leave a like it, comment if you want one of these over there, huh, man? I'll set it up. Put these little guys there, man. I really liked it, man. The kids are gonna love it, man. And look back here, man, from Rafa. Look how cool, man. There's the outside part of the water and the inside part of the water. Look, there's the healer over there and another one in the corner doing its thing, man.
I'm going to show you something here, guys.
Crazy, man. I've never been this close to a snake like this, man. In my life, man. In my life. Never.
Never is great, pet man.
You're wild, man. It doesn't bite.
It doesn't bite?
It doesn't bite.
Sometimes it can happen, but it's pretty rare.
Wow, that's awesome. What a ninja. And look, his house is fancy, huh, man? Look how crazy that is, dude. You guys have already seen that Rafa knows everything here, man. Everything.
Everything? We have a little bit of everything.
And I came here specifically because of his marine aquarium to learn from him about all these marine things. And Rafa, he doesn't just mentor me, right, man? Rafa also mentors anyone who needs it. So just call Rafa. His contact is right here. Look in the video description. Reach out to him, ask, and he'll work properly with you. Whatever project you want.
Whether it's a simpler aquarium with a pair of clownfish or a more complex project with corals and everything else. That's up to you, so we'll have plans for everyone who wants to get into this marine world and have beautiful and healthy aquariums, which is the main thing.
Don't waste time. Go ahead and call Rafa because just in these 15 minutes that I've been here at his house, watching him, listening to him talk, I've already learned a lot. Of course, I'll need to watch my video about 15 times to write everything down, but I learned a lot and saw how much I was doing wrong. Well guys, let's get to work. Let's do everything right so we can have an aquarium like this, guys. Looking great just like this with all the animals healthy there in the recording studio. Since I'm already here, I stopped by my friend's house. Marlon is the famous one here, the water tank guy. Look at his water tank, man, crystal clear water. And there are Oscars here, fish, jumbo, monster fish, predator, and there's this giant one here. Look, man, look at the size of this thing, man. This one is Pasoka, but look at the size, man, my God. And his fish here had babies, and he said, I'm going to get a baby fish. Look here, Mano, you already got it, Mano. Look how cool, hashtag albino. And look at the amount, Mano, and that's enough. That's where I was going, right? Look here, a red ruby and a red tiger. Let me see this. Look at this, guys. How cool, Mano. So white, so white, so white. My God, look at this, guys. Two little Oscars that are going to the recording studio, huh? You already know. Leave name suggestions in the comments. And now, well, let's pack up the little animals and travel a few more 100 kilometers to get home. Let's go to the recording studio, cheerful music, and back here in my recording studio. And man, it's raining a lot here. Look, both little Osquinas are already here. See, they're doing great. They're eating well too. The food is already up here and they're already going for it. When they're really little, there's no issue with the fish here. See, it took the food and ate immediately. Well, they're doing great. Any name suggestions for these two little babies here? Leave your name suggestions for them in the comments. Well, all my animals here are doing great. Everything is fine with each one of them. And look, they're getting more and more beautiful, huh? Look at this. Mano, Lep the Kachara. Look how beautiful they are, Mano, my God. Well, is everything all right with all of them here? And as always, I have a lot of work to do, especially when it comes to adjusting everything here in the marine aquarium. And soon I'll be getting the new one, the biggest one. I'm going to fix all of this, make everything perfect so I can welcome a new pet octopus, a new moray eel, and several other marine creatures and monsters. Right here, Baby and Bob are doing great. Look how cool that is, man. They're getting along really well together, and Baby, as always, is already here. Look, wanting food? There you go, baby. Eat up. Go on, eat. There you go, baby. Got it. Anyway, let's leave them here quietly. Because I really have a lot to do around here and to keep up with everything, all the adventures and craziness that happen in this place. Do you already know what to do? Click on this little button I'm leaving here on the side for you to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for your company. I ask God to bless each one of you, and remember, do healthy, crazy things. Peace.